welcome to our fourth video in our 12-part series on ideas in wealth design. I'm Brendan Brown here from OneServe. So after video 1, where I showed you how to define your starting point and your destination point on your wealth design chart, I've decided to spend a little bit of time on the in-between bit, the actual path that you design for yourself. So I'm going to try and show you one or two of the benefits of being aware of that path and how just the act of defining the 2 points can make a massive difference to your life. That by just being aware of your starting point and your destination point, you will be making small decisions every day without even knowing that you're doing it to help you get to that destination point. Okay, so let's get started.
I'm going to use a financial example today based on the OneServe credit provider business opportunity to illustrate my point. We are going to look at how just defining a goal or a destination point and following through with one action can have massive results for your financial future. Let's start with a hypothetical situation where a person has a property worth 3 million rand and only owes 2 million rand to the bank on it. So he has R1 million available cash in the house access bond and is currently working for a salary. So he's trading his time for money. Most people who don't design their wealth path would be very tempted to indulge themselves by spending that money on something that adds to their lifestyle. And because they have a nice fat regular salary, they think, well, why not? I can afford it. So let's say they go out and they buy a nice new SUV for about 750,000 rand, go overseas for about 100,000 rand, and maybe renovate the kitchen and buy a few other trinkets for the remaining 150,000. That's it, R1 million rand spent. And let's not mislead ourselves. It's easier than you think to spend R1 million rand these days. Let's take a quick look at the figures. So if we look at the loan amount here, it's R1 million rand. And the interest rate annually is about 8%. It's a little bit low, but for illustrative purposes, we'll go with 8%. And the loan period is 20 years. The repayment amount on that R1 million rand is going to be 8,364 rand and 40 cents per month. And the total interest over the 20 years would be just over R1 million rand. So if we look at the capital and the interest together, you're looking at 2,007,456 rand and 17 cents. So that would be if the person spent the money on, 750,000 rand on the car, 100,000 on the holiday, 100,000 on a kitchen renovation, and 50,000 on miscellaneous stuff. That gives us the total of the R1 million rand there that we're looking at. Taken over 20 years, that person would have spent over 2 million rand to repay the capital and the interest and would effectively have nothing to show for it. The car would be old and falling apart, worth nothing. The kitchen would be old and outdated, the holiday long forgotten, and the trinkets, useless, broken, or lost. Now let's look at someone, maybe even yourself, that looked at where they are right now, defined their starting point, and in the same position, also with R1 million rand in cash available in their bond on a house worth 3 million rand, they look at where they want to go, at their goals, and then they define 2 very specific goals: to have the property paid up in 10 years and to have a passive income that they don't have to trade their time for income anymore. Effectively, they can stop working. So by defining the starting point and the destination point, they would work backwards from the goal and analyze each decision they make on a daily basis to see if it gets them closer or further away from that destination point. So instead of buying the car or renovating the kitchen or going on holiday, they decide to employ one little financial tool: arbitrage. Wikipedia defines arbitrage as taking advantage of a price difference between 2 or more markets. How does that apply here? Well, let me explain. If we look at the spreadsheet again, you will see that the repayments on a R1 million rand bond at 8% interest over 20 years works out to 8,364 rand and 40 cents per month. The key figure here is the 8%. Using the OneServe credit provider business as my prime example, their annual return is guaranteed at 30% per year. So this is the price difference between the 2 markets that we are looking for to be able to take advantage of. So if the second guy takes the R1 million rand out of his bond and starts a OneServe credit provider business with that money, remember that he has risked nothing except a signature, as the money he's starting the business with belongs to the bank and not to him. So now let's take a look at the difference between the 2 scenarios. So the results for scenario 2 look something like this. The same amount of money, the R1,000,000, is now applied to a credit provider business where we are earning 30% per year interest as a gross figure. Our interest rate on that capital is still 8%, same as we had before, but this time we're looking at 8% over 10 years instead of over 20 years, because remember the goal was to settle that bond within 10 years. So the monthly repayments on that work out to R12,132.76. Our income on a monthly basis at the 30% per annum is 25,000 Rand a month, and the gross monthly income after repaying the bond is the 25,000 less the 12,132 gives us 12,867 Rand and 24 cents. Now if we took that 12,867 Rand and reinvested it back into the account to compound the growth, these are the figures that we're looking at as the results. So in year one, our capital would grow to 1.17 million. The monthly income would grow to 16,800 Rand a month. This is the gross income after deducting the bond repayment. Year 2, 1.4 million, gross income 22,000. Year 3, etc., up to year 10, we're looking at a gross capital growth up to 10 million Rand and a monthly income of 243,000 Rand. So the results are absolutely spectacular. If we look at scenario 1, he was minus 2 million Rand in 20 years, no passive income, had an old dilapidated car, an outdated kitchen, and a couple of photos from a holiday. Not much to show for spending 2 million Rand. In scenario 2, we're looking at 10 million Rand in capital growth, an infinite return on investment. The reason I can say this is because he physically didn't invest his own money. It was the bank's money that he invested. He has a monthly passive income of 243,000 Rand a month. He has the ability to buy the new car in cash if he wants to, the ability to pay off the house in cash if he wants to, and the freedom to choose his own lifestyle. The difference between the two is over 12 million Rand positive between scenario 1 and scenario 2. That is unbelievable. So that's it for our fourth video. I thank you for watching, and I hope you can start to see the power of knowing your wealth design. There's still 8 more videos in the series, so keep a watch out for them. I'm Brendan Brown from OneServe. Bye.